Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman, and I am the Raw General Manager. At Bragging Rights, it will be Raw versus Smackdown, and it's time for Raw to reclaim the top of the WWE food chain as the #1 brand in sports entertainment. I want to revenge the loss that we had at WrestleMania, which is why I'm here to announce the six-man tag team Raw vs. Smackdown match. Tonight, there will be a match, and it will be between the Charisma Code and Kane, and they will face Cesaro, Alberto Del Rio, and the Lunatic Fringe, Dean Ambrose. Now, the winning team of that match will represent Monday Night Raw at Bragging Rights to face SmackDown. But the announcement that you have all been waiting for is the announcement of who will be my legend to represent my brand. Who have I signed? Who have I picked? Who have I got? Well, I'm here to announce to you all who exactly is that man, and he is here tonight in this very building. So without further ado, the legend for Monday Night Raw that will face Bill Goldberg at Bragging Rights in a Raw versus SmackDown match. Here he is. Who's it gonna be? Oh, that's Austin! You've got to be kidding me! That's Stone Cold Steve Austin! He is here! Are you kidding me? Wow! Perhaps the biggest star in the history of the WWE is back! Paul Heyman has signed Stone Cold Steve Austin to represent Raw at Bragging Rights. You have got to be kidding me. I cannot believe it. Austin is back, and Austin is appearing for the first time in the history of WWE Universe Mode. He is here, and he's going to face Bill Goldberg. That means Goldberg versus Austin for the first time in the history of the WWE. I have never in my wildest dreams thought I'd ever see this match. This is going to be awesome. Austin is here. Paul Heyman has got Steve Austin to represent Monday Night Raw. Let's go check out what exactly he has to say about his return. Man, it feels good to be back here on Monday Night Raw. This is my home, and this is the place that I want to be, and this is the place that I want to represent. Now tonight, I am back here on Monday night to represent Raw at the Bragging Rights pay-per-view. Paul E., he gave me a phone call and he said, "Look, Steve, we want you to represent Monday Night Raw. The WWE Universe needs you to represent Monday Night Raw. This is a big match. Bill Goldberg, Stone Cold Steve Austin. It doesn't get any bigger than that." And I have to agree with him. And it's simply put, Goldberg was classed as a ripoff to Stone Cold Steve Austin in the WCW. Bill Goldberg was the biggest star that WCW has ever produced. Bill Goldberg looks like me. He acted a little bit like me. But we both know that we are two completely different animals. But everybody's always asked the question, who would win between Stone Cold Steve Austin and Bill Goldberg? And at Bragging Rights, I have been waiting for this moment. I have been waiting for the right time to return for one last match. And at Bragging Rights, I will be having my one and final last match, and I will be representing Monday Night Raw to help Raw beat Friday Night SmackDown, because that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. So ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be Goldberg versus Steve Austin at Bragging Rights in the Legend versus Legend match. I tell you what, you couldn't pick two bigger legends to go at it. Man, I cannot wait for Bragging Rights. It is going to be awesome. So that match that Paul Heyman said earlier, the six-man tag team match, the Charisma Code and Kane taking on Del Rio, Cesaro, and Ambrose, the winning team will represent Raw in the six-man tag team SmackDown versus Raw match. So that's a big match, so we're going to play that one this week. We also have Natalya versus Naomi. Now this is going to be a #1 contenders match for the Divas Championship. The winner of this match will face Paige at Bragging Rights. So that is going to be huge in its own right. We also have the International Airstrike. They're going to take on the Punjabi Cobra to try and increase their ranks here in the tag team division. The Celtic Thunder are looking to gain some momentum heading in towards their big match at Bragging Rights. They take on Gold and Stardust. And we also have another matchup between AJ Lee and Paige. Paige is looking to continue her winning streak and her winning momentum in the past couple of months. She's been really on a roll. Can she keep it up? And this is our main event for this week. Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, the Shield, the former tag champs, are going to team up one more time with Randy Orton, and they're going to take on Big E, Ryback, and Daniel Bryan. Some different personalities mixed into that match. It could go anyway, so we'll find out what exactly happens there. So the Punjabi Cobra beat the International Airstrike. I would say that's a bit of an upset. Celtic Thunder versus Star and Goldust. It is the Celtic Thunder winning again, so that's a good sign for their match at Bragging Rights. Paige and AJ Lee. AJ Lee beats the Divas Champion, so Paige, she's in a bit of trouble. Can she turn it around? She only has a few days to do it. And our main event for this week, the six-man tag team matchup. Big E, Ryback, and Daniel Bryan defeat Orton, Reigns, and Rollins. That's huge. That is a big victory right there, ladies and gentlemen. And now we'll move on to the six-man tag team match. So here comes one half of the former tag team champions. It is Christian. Now, the Charisma Code failed to beat the Celtic Thunder for the WWE Tag Team Championship in the last episode of Monday Night Raw here in Universe Mode. If you missed it, go and check that out. And here comes his partner, Chris Jericho. They had an opportunity to win the tag titles back, which would have put them in the Bragging Rights pay-per-view matchup against the Mysterio Show. It would have been the WWE versus the World Tag Team Champions. We still have that match, but instead it's the Celtic Thunder versus the Mysterio Show, not the Charisma Code. So the Charisma Code still have an opportunity to represent Raw on that night. Even though I don't know if they really want to represent Raw, we know their motives aren't exactly very favorable towards Monday Night Raw, so I don't know why Paul Heyman is really giving these guys an opportunity, but maybe he realizes these are two of his biggest stars, so it's probably worth the risk. They are going to take on a strong team here tonight. If they win, they're teaming up with Kane. If they win, they will earn themselves an opportunity to take on the very best of Smackdown. So that should be an exciting proposition for these guys, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens there. And I'm sure Christian, when you think about it though, Christian probably wants to get back at Edge, the man that screwed him pretty much out of getting an opportunity to really dominate SmackDown. So maybe Christian has some motives and has convinced Chris Jericho to go after SmackDown here. So who knows? But they're going to be coming up against this man, Alberto Del Rio, who's trying to make a name for himself here on Monday Night Raw, trying to resurge and turn his career around. And he has a good opportunity to represent Monday Night Raw at Bragging Rights to do so and be involved in a big matchup. This man, Cesaro, knows what it's like to represent your brand and represent it in a six-man tag team environment. He was a part of the team that beat Monday Night Raw at WrestleMania, that match that Paul Heyman touched on earlier in the show. Cesaro was actually part of the three-man team that beat Team Raw, beat the Dream Team, quote-unquote, and took out the number one draft pick for Friday Night SmackDown. Now, funny enough, Cesaro was drafted in that draft to Monday Night Raw, and now he's representing Raw potentially at Bragging Rights instead. So it's gone full circle here. It's Cesaro looking to try and represent a different brand and get it done and do right by his GM. So here we go. Dean Ambrose has just come out as well, and he's been on a bit of a roll. He's actually flown under the radar a lot in recent times in matches on Main Event and whatnot. He's been representing his brand quite a lot, and he's been really trying to, just increase his reputation around as a singles competitor. We know he's been a singles guy for the whole time since he's been here on Universe Mode, but he just hasn't eclipsed and clinched that major victory to put him over as the big up-and-coming single star. In recent times, though, he really has improved, and I've got to commend him for that. He really has gotten much better as a singles competitor, and I think him representing Raw would certainly kind of solidify him as a good proposition for Monday Night Raw to use. But also, Dean Ambrose has plenty of experience in tag team environment, of course, teaming up with the Shield for a long time there. Wasn't a tag team champion with the Shield, but was always involved in those six-man tag team environments with the Shield. So he knows what it takes to win a 6-man tag team match. So the experience factor there would certainly help in Paul Heyman's favor. As well, Cesaro had a big win at WrestleMania, and Del Rio's been on the rise as well. So plenty of great potential superstars that Paul Heyman can use to represent his brand. Arguably, he has a lot more choices than Edge does over on SmackDown, and it'll be very interesting to see which team that Edge does assemble and who are the final participants for his team. So we know that we'll find out tonight here on Raw. Hopefully we'll find out on SmackDown. Edge is just waiting for the last second to announce who his team is. We know that Stone Cold Steve Austin will take on Bill Goldberg, so that's huge. We also have the Intercontinental Champion versus the US Champion match. We have the Tag Team versus Tag Team match, and we have the 6-man Tag Team match. So that are 4 matches that will be a part of the Bragging Rights pay-per-view for Raw versus SmackDown. And on the next episode of Universe Mode, we'll have a little bit of a surprise for you. That will be the final match and the final factor into Bragging Rights, which will actually occur before Bragging Rights is even on. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you do not miss the next episode of Universe Mode for that one. Trust me, you will not want to miss that. That is going to be huge. So over the next coming days, I will be posting up all the match previews for all the matches for Bragging Rights. There's a few up there already right now, so make sure you do check them out. BrendenPlayz.com, and click on the Bragging Rights page, which you'll find under the BrendenPlayz name on the navigation. So you can find that, you can check that out. It's pretty cool if you want to check out and know just a little bit more about the background and what I'm thinking about this match and my opinions on, the story behind the matchup. That's what I kind of write about. I kind of just give you guys a bit of a sneak peek, a bit of a preview, a bit of a background check, and a bit of history check on what's been going on the past couple of weeks, and I just tie it all together in one little write-up that you guys can check out, and I'll be writing them for all the matches for Bragging Rights, and I'll be putting them up before the pay-per-view comes up. So stay tuned for that, and you can make sure you're up to date with that by following me on Twitter, and that is BrendenPlayz. So some little plugs there, so make sure you do that for me. So Bragging Rights is going to be good, but for now we have the tag. Christian, I think, just tagged himself in on Kane. Kane's not really happy about it. Here comes Del Rio, and he gets the shoulders down on Christian. Here we go. Ooh, Christian counters with the pinfall predicament of his own. Cesaro's coming, but Kane gets the distraction. And Christian, I think Chris Jericho, I think maybe just broke up a pinfall attempt by his own guy. I don't know. I think that's exactly what happened. But, yeah, this is a big matchup, and obviously, I don't think it really matters who SmackDown kind of picks, because Raw really has a strong team. And any one of these teams, whether it's the Charisma Code and Kane, or Del Rio, Cesaro, and Ambrose, you can pick one of these two teams, and you've got a really, really good team on your hands right there. So I'm looking forward to Bragging Rights, and I think this match could be one of the pivotal matches on the show. I have the feeling that we're going to have ourselves a 2-2 locked up kind of contest. I think it's going to be very, very close to determine who exactly wins Bragging Rights. I don't think we're going to have one brand who's going to dominate. I just don't think that's going to happen. I can't see a brand just going 5-0. If it happens, then wow. But I would be shocked to see that happen. I think it's going to be very, very close, and I'm very interested to see how exactly it all happens there. And plus, we have 2 major main events as well, which will entertain us, and the Divas title match as well. So Bragging Rights is huge. I think it could be one of the best pay-per-views in the history of Universe Mode. There's been some good ones, in my opinion, but and you guys have voted on some really good pay-per-views that have happened in this series. Of course, when we had the Slammy Awards, there was a lot of votes for a lot of different pay-per-views in the series. But yeah, there's been some really good pay-per-views, and I think Bragging Rights could be up there with one of the best. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens there. And at the moment, Ambrose trying to get a tag, perhaps. Christian's dazed. Goes for a cover, though. He recovered pretty quickly. Captain Charisma unable to get the 3 count. Ambrose counters, though, with the bridge. And Jericho breaks up the count. Doesn't want his partner to get pinned here. As, what's happening here? Submission hold full Nelson, but Del Rio quickly breaks that up for his partner. Doesn't want to lose this. Obviously, this is a big match for all 6 of these men in this match, because besides the Charisma Code, none of these guys have really impressed and really have been on any kind of, really been in the title hunt. I suppose Cesaro as well, but it's been more on of a multi-man level. He hasn't really been considered for a one-on-one opportunity at the title. And Kane's been lingering around, not really doing much. Same with Del Rio, Ambrose as well. And the Charisma Code, the only guys who are really in title contention, that's for the tag title. So these guys, all 6 of them, need this win to try and get themselves on the card, get themselves a big opportunity to represent Raw on the pay-per-view. So this match is huge, not just for who will represent Raw, but for all 6 of these men to further their careers. As we have Ambrose and Christian in the middle of the ring at the moment. Here we go with Ambrose. Neckbreaker there, takes down Christian. Jericho's on the apron, Cesaro as well. Ambrose decides to tag in Cesaro. Kane coming up on the apron now, same with Del Rio. So all 6 competitors, and hang on. Oh, look at that strength there by Cesaro, just picking him up and keeping him in the air. And there's Del Rio and Ambrose with both taking down their opponents. And whilst that was happening, the maneuver that Cesaro did with that suplex was enough to put Christian away. The fantastic work by Del Rio and Ambrose to take out the opposing 2 tag team opponents was good enough to put Cesaro in a winning predicament to take down Christian and win this match, which means, at bragging rights, the team that will represent Monday Night Raw will be Ambrose, Cesaro, and Alberto Del Rio. That is huge. Wow. You know, I actually thought the Charisma Code and Kane would probably get it done because we have the Charisma Code currently tag teaming up. I thought their chemistry would be enough to put them over the line, but hey, Cesaro, great wrestler. Ambrose, great tag team guy. And Del Rio, he's done it all. Really, really good tag team that Paul Heyman has assembled here, and I think this could be the very tag team that wins this match at bragging rights. We'll have to see who SmackDown gets, but I tell you what, it probably doesn't matter who SmackDown gets because Raw have got one hell of a tag team on their hands. Now it's time for the Divas #1 contender match to close up the show. We have Natalya coming out now, and she's going to be facing off against Naomi, the Funkadactyl, the former Divas champion. Natalya yet to win the Divas title here in Universe Mode. She's been close on a few occasions, but in recent weeks, she's certainly strung together a few victories, and now she's looking likely to perhaps clinch herself victory and get herself gold around her waist, which is good to see. It's good to see some different Divas getting involved in the title picture. Natalya has been involved before, but she's kind of fallen off the bandwagon in recent months, and now she's re-emerging here, and what better way to get herself an opportunity at a bigger pay-per-view. You know, bragging rights is huge. It won't be a brand versus brand because the Divas have no brand. They are a cross-brand division, so it doesn't really matter there. But Natalya will be looking to represent herself on that occasion and win title gold around her waist and do herself some good, which will be good to see. No Cameron ringside for this match because Naomi wanted to prove to herself that she was good enough to win without Cameron, and also Paul Heyman didn't really want any excuses. He wanted this to be a fair contest, which is fair enough, and I appreciate that by Paul, that he wanted these 2 Divas to go at it in a fair manner, in a one-on-one situation, no managers involved. And at the moment, Natalya is on top. She's dominating Naomi in the early stages of this one. Of course, the winner of this match will face Paige at Bragging Rights, who is the Divas champion. She's been on a roll in recent times, but a loss to AJ Lee this week on Raw could just hold her momentum a little bit, so she is vulnerable. So whoever wins this match has a good chance of walking away as the Divas champion. I know Paige was strong enough, good enough to beat Oksana for the title, but, you know, was it a one-hit wonder? You know, was it a one-time thing? I'm not sure. Hopefully not. Hopefully she can continue her momentum. But we have Naomi, who knows how to win gold, and we have Natalya, who's a veteran, breathing down her neck, chomping at the bit to get an opportunity. It's going to be difficult for Paige at bragging rights, which is why I'm really looking forward to that matchup. And at the moment, it's Naomi back in charge here, taking on Natalya, who takes her down. And now Natalya trying to get back in control of this matchup. But Naomi's not letting her with a kick to the midsection. Now a side headlock. Oh, an elbow right to the face of Naomi. She goes down. But back to her feet as both competitors as they bump into each other. And a collar and elbow tie up as well. Now, Hang on. Oh, down goes Naomi with a great little maneuver there, working down the arm, and there's an arm drag from Naomi, taking down Natalya. This is a back and forth contest between these two divas at the moment. It could be anyone's match, as we have Natalya trying to take down Naomi again. This is really just a back and forth match between who has the control of each other. For one moment, it's Natalya in control. The next, it's Naomi. It's really a bit of, you know, just back and forth. It's hard to pick a winner at the moment, but at the moment I'd probably say Natalya looking the better of the two, but Naomi has something to say about that. But she's currently meeting a couple of Natalya's elbows to her face, and a drop toe hold. Down goes Natalya to the mat, and she gets kicked away. So both divas fighting for that opportunity for the Divas title. You don't get many title opportunities very often, so it's vital that they cash in and make the most of their title victory. Of this title opportunity, and get themselves a title victory at bragging rights, as Natalya with a slam takes down Naomi. It's not enough to get the pinfall though, as Naomi throws Natalya over the top rope, and the shoulder to the midsection, and now she's got the cover. This could be it. No, reversal 2, and now we're going to go back and forth between these two divas. And now it's Naomi's turn. Natalya's turn now. Who's going to get the better of the two? Is anyone going to get the pinfall? Or are we going to waste our time going back and forth like usual? At the moment, it's Naomi trying to get the pinfall. Natalya now. And she thought for a second she may have the 3 count, but she got out of that predicament. And Naomi went for an attempted takedown of the legs. She failed to do so though. Tried to sweep the legs of Natalya. Here's a cover, 2, and a kick out of 2. And at the moment, Natalya, what's this? Oh, that lariat taking down Naomi. That spinning lariat. That surely is going to be it. 2, 3, yes, Natalya's done it. And she's going to face Paige at the upcoming Bragging Rights pay-per-view. What a victory by Natalya. And I'm not really surprised. She's been on a roll in recent weeks. She deserves this opportunity, and I'm looking forward to seeing her take on Paige for the gold. This is going to be exciting. This is going to be good. Bragging Rights is going to be special. This is the final Raw before Bragging Rights. Coming up next is one last episode of Universe Mode, and that is going to be main event and Smackdown. You will not want to miss that. I tell you that right now. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me in today's episode. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe. Bragging Rights is coming up. Don't miss any videos from me coming up real soon. Check out the website, BrendenPlayz.com, for all your Bragging Rights coverage. Follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook. BrendenPlayz is the link. Guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all